Y'all should be able to hear me now. I don't know what was going on with StreamYard. Actually, let me do a whole. Yeah, let's do that. But the sound, audio, video should be good. DF, what's going on with you? Hope y'all having another great Monday. Just to make sure y'all can hear me now, right? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me in the comments. Let me know. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Just to be sure. Y'all couldn't hear me before. All right, y'all can hear me back. Candy Fisher messing with your life. The curse of candy continues. After this week, we might have the same record as Miami. We could, you know. Well, what is Miami? 2-3. We could be 2-4. We could be 2-4. Every team down the stretch is beatable, man. We've watched these teams play. We know they're beatable. The problem is we've watched our team play, and we know they're beatable. So, fight week, bro. Bomb squad all day. What time is the game? Anybody know what time is the game? Is it another 3:30 game? That sets up perfectly for the fight. I can't I can't see how to be a prime time game. So is it an early game or is it a what's up, Randy? Another 3:30 game? Okay. That works. That means right after the game, get ready for the fight. So I'm with it. But yeah, you pulled out a win this weekend. Shout out to the good guys. They pulled out a win. Don't ask me how they did it, because they did everything they could to lose it, but they found a way to win it. So that let's hope that I don't know if this is I don't want to say they're turning a corner, but let's hope that they found a spark or something. Um, you saw the Urban press conference. No, I saw like the first clip of it or like minute of it. I didn't watch it. I'm not a Jags fan. Don't care. So why a football coach needs to do a press conference about his personal life, man, I don't know. But got Urban things kind of going how he said it would. Then in Travis, they already announced that Travis will be the starter. As a matter of fact, I think Norvell said Travis will be the starter from here on out. I didn't listen to any of the interviews, but I read a quote. I think Norvell mentioned that Travis will be the starter from here on out. So, as far as I'm concerned, I said it Saturday. Pick a guy. Pick a guy and go with him. I'm okay with that. You know, at this point, Mike Norvell has only ever won a football game with Jordan Travis as his starter. So, whatever that means, man, ride with it. Jordan Travis be the starter from here on out. I'm okay with it. Briggs is out for the year. Yep. What's up, Anthony? Tay, what's going on? He said we got the W. Ugly as it was, you got no L. We gotta take it. And that's what I'm saying. Like they did everything they could to lose it, but they won it. So maybe they can find a way to build off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, maybe that's just me, positively thinking. But I don't think Look, we beat North Carolina last year. I don't think they're a better team than they were last year. Oddly enough, I'm not sure we're better, but That's what's crazy. I actually feel like when I watch this, offensively, we're not as good as we were last year for whatever reason. I can't quite put my finger on it why we're not as good as we were last year offensively. But as much as this defense makes you go, oh my God, and gives up the big play, as a whole, this defense looks way more competent than it did last year. Last year, I don't even feel like the defense competed. Last year, I don't even feel like the defense was on the field half of the time. Teams could just do what they wanted to do. They wanted to run the ball. Notre Dame could run the ball for 200 plus yards. They want to pass the ball. Tutu Atwell can go for 200 or 100 and some odd yards. Right? This year, I feel like we're pretty stout against the run, man. We got a competent defense in certain areas. So I don't know if overall we're a better team. I do think defensively we're a better team than we were last year. Can we win this game? It's hard for me to say from what I've seen the first 5 games, but it's not impossible at all. Randy says he's been busy with fall baseball practice. Hey, get it in. Griggs out for the season. D-line way better than number 4. Number 4 is what we need all over. Mike Martin Jr. is a very good coach. What's up, Lorenzo? Defense and offense swapped from last year. Absolutely. The defense and offense completely swapped from last year. Travis taking multiple visits. I guess shutting down recruitment is not what it used to mean. I guess so. Go ahead and take your visits, as far as I'm concerned. Do your thing, man. No worries on my end. If he goes, he goes at this point. You can't look, I'm put it to you like this. Okay? We want Travis, obviously, we want all these guys. Mike, you can't go 0-4, 1-4, 0-4, and think that these kids aren't going to start entertaining other schools. Have you not watched Georgia this year? Georgia and Alabama, the best 2 schools in the country. Not even close. So you can't go 1-4 and think, oh, you're just going to keep these recruits. Like, it doesn't work like that. That's just the real situation. No matter how much a kid may or may not love a school, business decisions happen. You can't go 1-4 and think, oh, we're just gonna keep all this number 10 recruiting class. You feel me? So it is what it is. Travis is gonna make the best. I'm not gonna be mad at him either way, to be quite honest with you. I'm not. Mike gotta fix this. Period. Mike gotta fix it. Honestly, as a parent, would you send our kids that issue right now and don't tell them to weigh their options? I think I answered that question Saturday. Me personally, I'm gonna let my child. I have a son, and if he's ever fortunate enough to be courted by all the major programs, I'm gonna let him make his decision. But I would never tell him not to go to the place he wants to go, unless like it's a complete, I don't know, dumpster fire. But I'm biased, so I would not tell him not to go to Florida State. Hell, if he's that good, he can be the turning point in the program. It happens all the time. Like, I'll say this, like, when Steve Spurrier was recruiting the likes of Lattimore and Jadeveon Clowney, was South Carolina great? Or did he pitch them something and said, hey, you could be the person that takes South Carolina to the next? Like, you can go across the country and see coaches at programs that aren't really great, convinced, whether that's money or whatever the case. We won't be naive. But kids have committed to big-time kids have committed to lesser programs before. So it's not like it's an unheard of thing. Mike got to fix it, though. He can't go 1-4, like I said. I think Georgia can beat Bama. My problem with Georgia is the defense is great. Their offense is still their offense. And And against Alabama, that offense is going to have to put up some points. So I still don't think Georgia can beat Bama. But I'll say this, and I said it at the beginning of the year, this has to be Georgia's year. This might be the best team Georgia's had since Kirby's been there. If you don't get it done this year, I don't know if Georgia's ever going to get it done. What's your thoughts on us and screens historically? Like screen passes? Anything could screen passes can be just as effective as any other play. I mean, all about execution and focus. I really don't know how to answer that. Because Randy says to me, our screens are bad. And my thing is like, I see teams utilize screens very effectively. I think it's all about play calling situations. You call the plays, you call those plays in the right situations, they'll be successful. When you telegraph them or call them over and over, then you kind of get what you get. Kirby Smart is going to fold. If the offense looks better the rest of the season, do you still get rid of Dilly? What is better? I guess that's my question. What is better? We got picked off because we ran the same play over and over. Yeah. But see, that's not because the screen's a bad cause, because the coordinator, well, I talked about this Saturday. It's easy to pick on the play calling, right? It's easy to pick on that play and say, oh, we called that screen too many times. You just got to go back and watch the play. The play wasn't executed. Cam did a terrible job blocking. If Cam correctly blocks that play, at the minimum, the receiver catches it, and I don't know, 2-3 yards at a minimum. Best case scenario, he breaks one. Certain about execution, right? I blame the coaches when it's deserved, which I think the overall state of the program is to blame of them. But there's also little plays you can nitpick and go, well, that player didn't execute how it should have been. And in that particular play, Cam messed up. You can criticize the play call and say, oh, they ran the screen too many times, but the play was there to be made and it wasn't made. I did not see bad DB play in the Syracuse game. Now I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like the plays that they broke on us were some busted running back runs. And again, I talked about that at length. Lundy's not the guy. Go watch those plays. Lundy's getting burnt every single time. Like, again, the DNs did their job. I know people want to say, well, the DNs didn't keep contained. Bro, on those passing plays, they're rushing the quarterback. They're not so much focused on keeping contained. What they did do was force the quarterback to run damn near all the way to the sideline almost of the time, right? They had no linebacker to pick up the slack. No linebacker to come over there and pick up the slack, and Lundy gets every time. Go watch those plays. Every time Lundy's getting burnt. The one play, that one like crossing route that Syracuse hit for a touchdown where the receiver was wide open, wasn't on the DBs. That was completely on the linebackers. Matter of fact, that was on number 33. Wasn't on the DBs. They were in a zone, and Gaynor just abandoned his zone. I don't know what he was looking at. He starts running toward the line of scrimmage as if, I don't know if he thought the quarterback, it wasn't even a play action. He just starts running towards the line of scrimmage. Like, I don't know if he thought the quarterback was about to tuck it and run. He just abandoned his zone. Guys wide open in the middle of the field. So I didn't see the bad DB play that we had previously seen in that game. What's up, FSU, Tony? Horrible play calling futile talent, bad combination. Why isn't Steven Dix playing? Why should he play? That's my that's I'll answer your question with a question. Why should he be playing? What up? You ready for basketball season? You ready for who's your basketball team, Jay? Um what up, Duval? New OC and DC at the end of the season. Who do you like at OC and DC? I don't know. I haven't really given it much thought. Let's see who's available. Holding on the defense. Who was holding? Holding on the defense? Doink T2Y, what's going on, man? You're a Heat fan, love everything Miami, and they all hurt me somehow. Well, let's see. The Heat y'all got Oladipo, right? Y'all signed Oladipo to a deal. Well, Heat should be solid. The Heat should be solid this year. The DB's playing man or zone. They have to know and play both. Well, I mean, depending on situations, they mix up the man coverage and the zone coverage. What I've seen recently is they're playing a little bit more zone, which I've talked about doing, and I think it's been solid. I was reading on Google that we had someone transfer Pitt to FSU. I haven't heard anything about that. Somebody answered Randy's question that he heard of a transfer. I don't know if he's trying to say from Pitt to FSU or FSU to Pitt. I don't know. But anybody hear about a transfer? I haven't. Jaren Jones was supposed to hand wide receiver off to the safety and drop down, but he kept running with the wide out. And you're right, Gaynor also blew it. Damn, we down bad, fellas. We're talking about basketball 5 games to the season. Someone transferred out of FSU. I haven't heard anything about nobody transferring out. That's just me. Somebody else might have. I also haven't been checking my news feed since I woke up. So, but I know I haven't heard anything. Lakers 2021. I mean, damn. LeBron's got Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Carmelo. Well, shit. How many Hall of Famers LeBron need to win a ship? That's crazy. And I still don't think they'll get it done. We need like 10 more portal transfers. Has Gaynor done any? No, he hasn't. Told you, I've said before, Gaynor's been a complete disappointment this year. The Dolphins are going to Dolphins, man. Who'd they pick again? What didn't y'all draft Waddle? And I told you not to. I was like, why did y'all draft Waddle? I mean, Dolphins going to Dolphins. D-line might go from best to worst until next year, the way Odell. D-line might go from best to worst until next year, the way Odell's recruiting. Well, I'll say this. You're going to lose Kier. You're going to lose your two best D linemen, in Kier and Johnson. On the positive side, Patrick Payton looks like he's going to have this entire year to fill out and develop. So, as a redshirt freshman, Patrick Payton might come in ready to go. George Wilson's another one who might come in ready to go. And depending on what freshman you bring in, we'll see what happens there. I think the D tackle room will still be intact for the most part. Briggs will be back healthy next year, hopefully, right? They didn't give the extent. He's out for this season, but I don't think it's going to be anything lingering, hopefully. I could see Lovett flirting with the NFL. I don't think Coop will. I don't think Coop's ready. I can see Love at flirt. So I think for the most part, your interior will be intact. But you're going to have to find some new pass rushers. Man, I'll swap every player on our team for an SEC transfer. I don't care what team they come from. Well, they tried that this offseason. You forget that McClellan came from the SEC at Arkansas. Jamie Robinson was from South Carolina. Like, they tried that. The SEC stuff don't matter. You just got to be able to play football. He came back, but he got hurt in the fall or the spring and probably won't play this year. I just don't get the way Dilly won't run the ball 40 times a game. The old lines are better at run blocking. I talked about that Saturday. They should be lining again. We got 9 scholarship tight ends. They should be lining up in a stacked backfield and running behind them tight ends, man. Why not? They should have drafted one of those future Hall of Famer left tackles, Rashawn Slater. I said that on draft night. I was like, I don't know why the Dolphins. You got a fragile QB, and your priority wasn't to protect him. Your priority was to give him Waddle. Backwards thinking there in Miami. Next year we have LSU. That should be a good thing, I think, or hope. I mean, well, we don't open up the season with LSU. We actually get a gimme game to that, to figure some things out, and then I think we play Dunqueese or Dunk. I don't know. We play some team that start with a D, like Central Connecticut. We play a team like that. We should use Rector as the Wildcat QB and on sneaks. Go Cowboys. I'm still mad they passed on Sante. Their defense will be on lock with number 26 here. I mean, I'm no Cowboy fan, but, go Cowboys, I guess. I don't too much care. Again, I watch the NFL, but I don't too much care for it. But Arizona's looking good this year, man. When will we get a QB that can actually throw the ball? Hopefully next year we got one that come in and throw the ball. I clean my truck. Hopefully next year. But this year, you got to settle for who we got. And Travis is the guy they're going with. So it's the only quarterback that's been able to win Norvell a game. I'll say this. You find a way to beat North Carolina Saturday. And the fact that you can go into that Clemson game with a chance to be 500 will be very interesting. That's what I've been rooting for the Chargers. I like the Rams. I've just been rooting for, if the Florida State player on there, I've been rooting for. That's how I look at it. The Saints. You going to the UMass game? Randy's going to the UMass game. Sammy said he's going to the UMass game. What else y'all got? We gave up on Milton the same way y'all already done gave up on De'Aaron King. So, next question. Heisman hopeful De'Aaron King. No, I didn't give up on Milton. They just can't block for him. Saul, while at Memphis, Mike had 3 players damn near every year get over 1,000 yards per year. We're not close to that kind of production. Well, I mean, we could be. We can at least have two guys. You see the way these two guys running the ball? But when they only get 8 touches a game, 10 touches a game, I mean, what you want? We could be. That's where, that's where I start coaching. How you came to the season thinking you were going to be a throwing team. But this whole offense, we should be running some type of, really, we should be running a triple option out of the spread with the ability to hit the home run when we have a chance because Travis. But the whole offense really should have been dead. I mean, when you 5 games into the season, we can look and go, I mean, this offense should have been geared towards those 2 running backs and Travis. And I like the way you put Toffoli outside. Like that's how this offense should have been. That's how offense should have been designed from day one. It keeps your defense off the field. You can control the time of possession. You keep your offense on the field. At least, even if you're not scoring a lot of points, you're burning the clock, keeping your defense off the field. And when your defense is on the field, they actually play solid. They're rested. A lot of the lapses we've seen defensively is because our defense gets constant 3 and out. I mean, our offense gets constant 3 and outs. So that's where you can't tell me that the coaching is not a problem. When your best 2 offensive players are number 8 and number 0, and probably Travis is in there as well. When those are your 3 best guys running the ball, and the offense is geared towards, I don't know, trying to pass to Pookie Wilson, well, you have a problem. Your whole philosophy is effed up. That's the way I look at it. That's why I'm not understanding play calling. That boy Ward had a whole 2 carries and about 5 catches. He had like 7 touches. Treshaun Ward had like 7 touches. I don't get it. Ward needs 10 to 14 carries. Corbin 20. Toffoli Williams getting about 8 combined. I do like Toffoli getting the short passing game as well. You have to pass, but again, I keep hearing, FSU doesn't have wide receivers that can get separation. And I'm saying to myself, well, scheme them open. That's what the offensive coordinator is supposed to do. You scheme them open. You quit telling me that our receivers aren't any good. Rub routes, pick routes, quick slants. You scheme your wide receivers open. They're not even doing that. So it all starts with offensive play calling, in my opinion. I believe Milton will eventually get his groove back before the season ends. Hopefully he gets it back sooner than later. At this point, Milton should be there for a reserve role. Just stick with Travis. If that was done on day 1, we would have the number 1 rushing attack in the NCAA. Then we would at least have an identity. And who knows, you might have won another game or 2. Tell him, Rose. Todd, how you doing? Running short routes on the boundary side is a joke. So, yeah, man. Again, off that offensive identity we talk about, that play calling that's been the main problem. Game 1, that's been the main problem. And then our special team sucks too. If Travis ever has time to throw the ball, he can make things happen. Travis has time to throw the ball. Travis has to get out of his own way. Understand he's either got it or he doesn't, and then use his legs. I didn't so much mind the screens, but we did it way too much. Well, in my opinion, they were working, but you got to mix them up. You know, again, I'm no offensive genius, right? But they've been seeing you run them same type of screens, so why not make them bite on the screen and hit them deep? You bite, you make them, you give them a screen look, and then the wide receiver takes off downfield, right? Like there's things you can do. I feel like Dillingham or Norvell, whoever's doing it, they get comfortable. Like an offensive mind, you got to be you got to be innovative. You feel me? And you have to be predicting what the defense is going to do. When you give a defense the same look, then the defense is eventually going to bite on that look. As an offensive play caller, you got to understand, okay, I've given them this look 35 times a game. This time, we're going to give them a look, but we're going to try something different, and we're going to catch them off guard. But we don't seem to do that for whatever reason. Like if our play caller doesn't have the foresight, he just keeps running it and running it, or, like he keeps running the same play is what I mean. Pokey can't catch at receiver. Why the hell would you put him in at returner? Time to clock out, man. All right. I think Raynand Douglas needs to be more involved. I agree with that. I don't know why we haven't, especially Douglas. I've been calling for Douglas. Now, he hasn't been great on kick returns, but we've seen Douglas at wide receiver run right by DBs. And Travis hit him. We've seen it last year like 2 or 3 times. We saw it in the Notre Dame game this year. We saw it in the Notre Dame game, and I don't think we've seen Ja'Kai Douglas on the offense since that game. I don't think he's gotten an offensive snap since Notre Dame. Somebody can please correct me if I'm wrong. You could definitely use those two players to stretch the field vertically, if nothing else. And then that can even open up some stuff on the inside or underneath. But again, I'm no offensive play caller. I'm just throwing stuff out there. JSU charges us the same as FIU charges y'all to play in Miami. As we know, they run that state, they run that city. So that's how much. That's how much JSU charges us. Same that FIU charges y'all. Well, your freshmen are gonna drop passes. Again, I addressed this Saturday. When you use a freshman and you want him to be the leader of your group, that's fine. But that happens. Mistakes are gonna happen. I've said this all along. I can live with my freshmen making mistakes. That's what freshmen do. Very rarely do you get a flawless freshman. Like, it doesn't happen. Even the most talented of freshmen are gonna make mistakes. Lack of focus, all those things. Those are 18-year-old mistakes. My problem is your 4-year junior or whatever the hell Pookie is at this point. Feels like he's been here for 6 years. He may have. My problem is him dropping punts and passes. That should never happen from a guy like that who's been here, who's been in college for 4 or 5 years. That's my problem. Pookie shouldn't touch the field. They got him starting on the depth chart. Shrew McClain is young. You got to start going live after 5. Man, I just be trying to get it in how I can fit in, man. Usually, I used to. I just kind of do these, like I know afternoon for y'all, morning for me. I just kind of do these on my way to work. I wonder. I ain't worried about it. So I just try to get in where I fit in, man. Schedule's been a little different lately. I'm going to need these alleged coaches to start coaching and stop trying to build their brand. They keep trying to get sexy and cute for the likes. Meanwhile, the team is suffering. Honestly, I have no faith in the play calling at all. They call plays like they still. I agree with that. Canes win. Fun fact: the Canes are the only team in Florida that haven't beaten a Power 5 program. Fun fact: Pokey almost cost us the game twice. If they keep throwing to him, eventually he'll start catching it. That's what's going to build his confidence. For real, I already know what they're doing before the snap. I don't even coach football. Fury by KO again. DF, that is going to get you blocked, man. Don't do that. Come on. And boy, only in America do we root against Americans. You go to them other countries, they be all for the Mexicans don't never root against the Mexican. Them Brits don't never root against theirs. Only in America do we root against our own. Tell you, boy, I tell you, y'all something else. Bunch of traitors. We gotta buy. Ain't no way we lose it. Hey, shout out to Zay. If you could pick one coordinator to fire, it got to be Fuller. If I could pick one coordinator to be Fuller, I still stand by that. I think Dillingham hasn't looked great this season. Don't get me wrong, but Norvell and Dillingham, I don't know. I'm not saying I have faith in Norvell, but there's two heads on that offense that can kind of right that ship. And maybe we see the real Norvell offense once we actually get a quarterback that can pass the ball. Once we actually get a line that can hold up for any amount of time, right? Maybe then we do see the real Norvell offense. I just, you know, even with the improvement of the defense this year, do we realize that Fuller has not held a Power 5 team to under 30 points, with the exception of Georgia Tech game 1? And if I'm missing another team, please let me know. Fuller has not held a Power 5 team to under 30 points, with the exception of the game 1 against Georgia Tech. Fuller's got to go. Damn, kick myself out of the stream. I heard is about to pluck Urban. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. Fun fact, FSU the only team in Florida to close the game to FCS. Yeah, that's cool. We still be the Power 5 team before y'all. That's cool. And we didn't start the season off ranked number 14 and had all these aspirations of being such a great team this year either. Pope, did you hear that Tyson's lobbying to fight whichever Paul brother is the closest to his weight? Man, for the bank, they'll do anything for the money. But let's be honest. Fury kills any one of those brothers, man. That dude's 6'9", 300 pounds. That's not even a real fight. Dilly has looked awful, but I agree. I would fire Fuller. We can't keep giving up 30 plus. Yeah, 30 plus and 500 yards. So much shit has to change from his Memphis offense. Like, why? It's Dillingham. T2Y fact, Miami has not won. Tyler, that's exactly the problem. Dillingham, ACC championships, no Mike Tyson, Wilder all day till this day. But, yeah, I just find it crazy that Fuller has not been able to hold a Power 5 team to under 30 points. Like, how you going to win football games like that? Like, the sad part about watching that Syracuse game Saturday is we were clearly the better team. Clearly the better team, and yet we just let them. It almost felt like Jacksonville State all over again. We just let them hang around. There were times we should have broke that game wide open, and they just let them hang around. And offense would stall. Then the defense gives up a 50-yard run to a quarterback who's not even all that. You know, like it's almost like they were trying to lose that game, but somehow found a way to win it. And that's what I'm sitting here saying. Well, maybe in a win like that, some sort of epiphany happened. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Fun fact, y'all only wins this year are teams with no winning streaks. But when y'all play teams with winning streaks, you get your butts kicked. I'd rather get rid of both. I mean, yeah. Yeah. They fight Saturday. Like, bro, Syracuse and their hobo-looking QB ran over 100 and got 30 on us. Hey, at least it's not 40 per game like last year. Hey, making some improvements, right? We should have won by 20. We should have won that game comfortably. I think if you go back and watch, just go back and watch the talent of the two teams. I think if you're to me, watching that game Saturday, I'm saying one team is obviously better than the other, and we just couldn't figure it out. Mike Singletary would be a great DC. I hear Jimbo Fisher missing Tallahassee after last weekend. And he's got Bama this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Again, they paying that man $10 million a year to do what Kevin Sumlin was already doing. I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot me. But a lot of that improvement is in bringing more talent on the D-line. That's true. The D-line has masked a lot of problems. The DBs, linebackers have been weak, to say the least. Yeah, if you want some kind of positive spin on the season, they've been competitive. I mean, the only game that really looked bad was that Wake Forest game. I don't know how Syracuse was 3-1. How did they played? Their 3 wins were Albany, Liberty, and I think like Ohio. They didn't have any wins against any real opponents. So that's how they were 3-1. Kind of like Miami. They didn't have any wins against any real opponents. Kind of like Miami. Desperately need more talent at linebackers. Desperately. I'm not saying we're going to win this weekend, but we're capable. Of course, we're capable. Again, I think every game on the rest of the season is. I mean, NC State struggled with Louisiana Tech. I think every game is winnable, or we could be in every game. It's just, what have you watched from this team that makes you? It's like we know Sam Howell is about to look like Joe Montana Saturday. I just know it because every quarterback we play looks like the better version of themselves. What's up, AR? Deloach, our best linebacker, he got his ass ran over by a white one. What's up, BB? We're going to win the next 3 games. I said it. I could see us winning. Again, I think it'd be very interesting if we were able to beat North Carolina. With the chance to play Clemson and become 500 that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. I'll say that. Man, we've heard that story before. Holler at me in January. Get past Bama after 15. No. Oh, man. What's up, James Hopkins? Do you think if Norvell gets fired down the road, they should get the OC from the Carolina Panthers? I mean, look, how far down the road are we talking? Seriously. How far are we really talking? Because what is down the road? 3-4 years? You have no idea. We have no idea what the coaching market looks like in 3 to 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Looking that far ahead is like, I don't know. And Tennessee put up an ass whooping. How many wins do you need just to make it? 6. That's what I'm saying. Like, this might be a pipe dream. Might not even be feasible. But if you beat North Carolina, you're gonna beat UMass. Let's say by some miracle they beat Clemson, or Clemson has been piss poor this year. Let's say by some miracle you find a way to beat Clemson. Now all of a sudden you're 4-4. Bowl game is a realistic shot at that point. But we just gotta take it one game at a time. We beat North Carolina, and then I'll start talking about potentially, that. Listen, it was a good weekend. Miami lost, Gators lost, Jimbo lost, and we won. Oh, not a terrible weekend. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't talk about. I always talk about that. Like, I don't talk about kids in the 2023 class, 24. That stuff doesn't matter to me. Focus on 2022. Yeah, nothing about UMass looks scary. What's up, Kilo? But we still have to beat Miami, NC State, Boston College, and Gators. Jimbo said he gonna whoop Saban. Good luck. Yeah, I don't think Jimbo believes that. You couldn't beat Mississippi State and you couldn't beat Arkansas. Good luck with Bama. I don't think we did. No. Then that game ended up being like 31-34 or something crazy like that. They came all the way back in the second half. I don't think we held them under 30. Yeah, if they give up 28 to UMass, there's a serious problem. Well, I mean, there's already a serious problem, but I'm not saying we're gonna put 50 on UMass. I don't see UMass scoring 28 points. Talking about this weekend. Okay. Makes sense. 31-20. Okay. I think UNC is going to be mad about last year, so I think they will come out fast. Well, we'll see. They better come out fast. I know they haven't looked great this year. I mean, they've come out slow, except for the Duke game, but that's Duke. I'm interested to see how our D line plays against their O line, which I don't think their O line is very good. So that could keep us in the game. But if our offense can't generate anything, it won't be a game for long. I still don't think that happens. I still think people are jumping the gun on this Dion stuff. He's got to show that he can win at his level before you can, before you talk about bringing him in. But there you go. The 17-point favorite, which seems like a lot of points. If I was betting man, I wouldn't put any money on either team. What was their favorite? I wonder how much of a favorite were they last year when they were considered a top 5 team? I'd be curious to know what's the difference between last year's spread and this year's spread. Because we had a losing record going into that game last year too. That'd be interesting. Granted, that was a home game. This is an away game, so that obviously plays a part in the spread. Tell them again, Tribal War. 38 people in here. Hit the like button. I didn't even check the likes, but hit the like button. It was 13.5 last year. Okay. Yeah. I think I think that's only last year was a home game. This year's an away game. So I think that spread makes sense. To be honest with you. What's up, Firewater? What's up, Charmy? I gotta see my twin who's in the military, Marine, Air Force. I haven't seen him in 5 years. That's what's up, man. It doesn't look like he's playing this year, does it? Injury or whatever the case. I question when we don't play guys but I also understand that this coaching staff is very secretive with the injuries. But my thing is if it's a starter, I understand it. But guys like Demore Tate and Brian Robinson who aren't playing, why are we so secretive with their injuries? They haven't seen the field anyway. At least let the fan base know if these guys are hurt or not, because you keep telling us that these receivers suck, but a guy like Brian Robinson can't crack the rotation. I'm shocked that Jordan Young, not the biggest Jordan Young fan, but this guy can't even crack the rotation. Are these guys hurt? Omarion Cooper, I read a quote today. Mike Norvell said Omarion Cooper has earned he's going to be a consistent rotation in that secondary. That's cool. I'm fine with that. He's not starting, just going to get some rotation. I like it. And I don't even think he played poorly. But why can't Demore Tate get the same, type of playing time? Is he hurt? We don't We don't know who these guys are. We don't know if they're hurt, healthy. All we know is that our young talent isn't on the field, and that doesn't relieve any pressure on this coaching staff when you're not playing the young guys and you're not letting people know whether these guys are healthy or not healthy or what's the deal. Yes, Briggs is done for the year, which means I forget who it was Saturday, but they said they wanted to see more snaps from Malcolm Ray, and I said, for what? What does Malcolm Ray prove that makes you think he needs more snaps? Well, guess what? Now you should see more snaps from Malcolm Ray. I agree. I agree. At this point, there's no competitive advantage. Just let people know, like, is this guy hurt? Is this guy not hurt? Because, like you said, we got so many young, talented kids that we're not seeing. And it's not favoritism. Mike Norvell ain't been here long enough for no favoritism. I think some of these guys are hurt. I just don't think they're disclosing injuries, which, okay, whatever. You're the head coach. You go about that how you feel, but it doesn't help your case when Ontario Wilson is playing the way he's playing and Brian Robinson isn't on the field. It doesn't help your case when Miko Dotson and Jerry Jones are playing the way they're playing and your boy isn't on the field. Damn, that quick, I just forgot his name. Y'all know, number 12 corner. Damn, I just forgot his name that quick. But it doesn't help when, you know, Lundy is playing the way he's playing. I'm no big Jordan Eubanks guy, but hell, throw him out there at this point. Throw out Green McKnight at this point. But we just not seeing none of these guys. Yeah, Briggs is done for the year. Yeah, that is a big blow. Jackson played very well Saturday. But you're gonna, whether it's Malcolm Ray or Farmer, with Briggs going down, Jackson steps up, but now someone's got to step up in the Jackson spot, get some of those rotation minutes at D tackle. He should be stressed. He's 1-4. He should be stressed. Appreciate you though, Jeff, the MVP of the live streams as always. Sorry I didn't make your after game show on Saturday. I have friends over watching the game, and then we watch more games after. Hey, celebrate a win, pop champagne, all of that. But I appreciate you, Jeff, as always, man. Let me find your. There we go.
My name is Jeff.
Kier played a great game. I know it's early. Who you see going to the league that's not a senior? That's not a senior? Whew. That's tough. That's tough. Them running backs, those running backs, I can see. I don't know if they'll be high picks, but those running backs will definitely be NFL rotation type backs. I don't know if either one of those guys are like Pro Bowl caliber, but the running back should get NFL spots. That might be all I got for you, big dog. That might be all I got for you. So who's not a senior? Yeah, that might be all I got for you. I mean, I don't think Lovett's technically a senior, so love it. I say this all the time. Coop has the body type, you know. That's about it, bro. That's about it. Kier had the best game. Yeah. I said this after the game Saturday. Keir doesn't have the sack numbers of Jermaine Johnson, but if you compare their play side by side, Keir has been just as good as, if not better, than Jermaine Johnson. But Jermaine's got the sack numbers, right? And we glorify sack numbers, and I'm not taking anything away from Jermaine Johnson. He's been everything he's been hyped up to be. But Keir Thomas has been a lot better than I think a lot of us thought he was going to be. Norvell doesn't feel the need to update the fans about injured players. He only thinks that our main concern should be wins, but we're seeing on L's. Thomas is nice. He doesn't get a ton of love. He's been a massive help. After I saw Keir benching out the players and Fuller, I saw the defense play better. You need that accountability, man. It was Jackson was doing the same thing. He got on Sidney Williams. Like, you need those guys. You know, you need some accountability. So it's always good to see that. Can Corbin go to the league, or does he got to stay? Can he? I don't know if Jay Sean is going to the league after this year. The rule of thumb with a running back is the earlier the better. I don't know. One thing that definitely needs improved by next year, receiver. Even if the old O-line doesn't improve as much, we need some skilled players to get some separation besides running back. Again, I'll say it again. I'm going to say it again and again and again. I'm not saying you're wrong, Jeff. Yes, guys got to be able to get reception and get separation and win your one-on-ones. Good coordinators also know how to scheme guys open. Wow, we don't have many NFL guys. Not the younger guys. It's too early to call. I don't, believe it or not, it's too early to call. I don't, when you start talking about these younger guys, we haven't seen it. Right? Malik McClain, but it's way too early to say anything about Malik McClain. But we think he's good. He definitely he's going to have the NFL size. I keep seeing guys saying we can't call more runs. The reason we have big runs is because we pass. So I keep seeing guys saying we can't call more runs. The reason we have big runs is because we pass so much. I'm trying to even understand what's being said here. We pass so much is why we have the big runs that we have, I think is what's trying to be said. But we're not completing those passes. Teams don't respect our pass game. That's why they play soft on us all the time. They don't, as far as on the outside, that's why they play soft. Teams don't respect our pass game. It's also why you see usually 2 to 3 linebackers in the box and a safety down. They're playing soft on the outside because they don't have any respect for our receivers. So they don't think they can beat them deep. So they just want to keep them in front of them, right? And then they load the box on us. Yet they're still finding ways to run the ball. Yeah, again, it's 2024, man. I really don't care about that. All due respect to that kid, I do not care about a kid that is a sophomore. Don't care. I agree, man. I agree. I really couldn't imagine a defense without 4-11 this year. Yikes is the right word. If Corbin has any NFL buzz, he should go. Don't get caught up in a rebuild if you have options, especially at running back. Look at Marvin and Terry. Tried to be loyal and made their pro aspects way harder. Well, they didn't do themselves any favors, to be clear, but I hear what you're saying. But running back for sure. If a running back has if running back's getting good NFL buzz, I agree. Running back should go. Always go. Nothing happened to him. Jordan Travis just was the starter, and I'm glad they stuck with him the whole game. Again, I'm glad they stuck with the quarterback the whole game, and we didn't see any of that rotating BS. I'm happy for that. I'm not anti-Travis, guys. I've only been saying stick with one guy. I was pro Milton. Don't get me wrong. I wanted Milton to be a starter. But they didn't do Milton or Travis any favors throughout the first 4 games of this season. I'm glad they picked a quarterback and seem to be sticking with him. If it's Travis, hey, I can't argue the results. Jordan Travis is the only quarterback in the last 2 years that's won Mike Norvell a football game. I can't argue with those results. What's up, Irv? Nobody respects our pass game. The hell are they talking about? They have no respect for this pass game. Well, look, with the 25 scholarship rule being passed, I think the transfer portal is going to be big for not just Florida State, but every team's going to recruit their 25 and then have to hit the portal for another 5 or so players. Like, that's just the way the portal's going to be a big thing in college football forever, not just for Florida State, but for college football in general. Well, Parchment's going to leave because he's going to run out of eligibility. I don't think he has any NFL grade on him. Again, Love Taylor's going to leave because eligibility is going to expire. I'm not sure what his NFL grade will be. Jermaine Johnson will be looking at you'll be looking at a top 3-round pick. Right now I think he's a late first, early second type player, but there's a lot of football left to be played for Jermaine. Cure lacks the length that they're going to be looking for in the NFL, but he could still be a 4th, 5th round type player. Lovett might flirt with it. I think Lovett might come back too, though. I'm pro winning. Agreed. Another transfer for the QB would be a good idea. Maybe someone low profile but talented, because that all the middle and off season hype backfired on us. Jordan Travis for president. I don't know. They don't want to play him at wide receiver. You gotta ask the coaches, man. No idea why we don't use Wren and Douglas to, stretch a defense, give them something to respect over the top. We just don't do it, though. I think they will take a QB in the portal. Even if Duffy sticks, and I'm not saying we won't. I'm just saying, are we really going to put we could. Don't get me wrong. North Carolina did it with Sam Howell, right? Sam Howell came out and they put all their eggs in the Sam Howell basket and they ran it from there. Could we just decide, you know what, to go all in on A.J. Duffy? Maybe. We could. I'm not saying I'd be necessarily against it. I'm also kind of a little bit of a traditionalist when it comes to the quarterback situation. I would rather sit a guy for at least a year unless we have no other options. So if you're able to take a quarterback from somewhere, then I'd be for it, I'd be okay with it. But I think that's it. We got our Monday morning therapy session out the way. And kind of covered all bases. We got North Carolina coming up. So, and it's fight week. North Carolina and it's fight week. So as far as I'm concerned, great weekend showing up. Worst case scenario is Wilder loses and Florida State loses. Then my Saturday was gonna suck if that happens. I just realized last weekend how vicious the transfer portal is. If a player doesn't like the lunch menu, they're out of there. Whatever happened to commitment and development? let's be honest. AJ Duffy, it's not like he has a lot of competition. Just got to learn the offense. If you had to choose what school to play for, who would you choose if you were a freshman? I mean, come on. Why are you asking me that? How many? How can any coach build off of that? So yeah, we're just I'm gonna see you guys. I'll try to do something again. I say this every Monday, but I'm gonna try to do something this week. Something after 5 o'clock. We'll see if I can. We'll see if I can get in. Squeeze it in there. And yeah, Myron, that's a good way to get put in timeout, man. Good way to get put in timeout. Get out of here with that. But hey, man, thanks y'all for another therapy session on Mondays. This is every Monday thing. Come in and get it off your chest. And I'm gonna go here and do some type of work. Not any real work. I'm just going there and look pretty and then go home. But anyway, it's your boy Polk on 863 Seminole TV. And all you Wilder haters, keep it up. We out here, man. Keep your head up. Keep your head up, Seminole fans. We out here. Let me get my day started.